AstraZeneca, you have to wait 3 months until the second dose. The others, Moderna, Pfizer, all of them, and in 1 month you finish, you know. But okay, this is my luck, and we will wait for this.
Okay, Coach, this is the thing. When the pandemic started, we all had our lessons in life. What are yours?
Many lessons, many lessons. First of all, you know, it's not fair that I'm complaining about I will receive my second dose in July, because I know what happened there, and I know that the process of the vaccination is very slow. And I encourage you to be patient and to wait for the vaccines. They will arrive. Okay, many lessons, many lessons. You know, there are positive things, negative things, but this more than 1 year was a year of reflection and to think about many things, to do many things that I couldn't do during my previous years because I was very busy, no time for this, no time for this. But many lessons, and the most important lesson is to understand that from now, we have to value the things much more than until now. You know, our relatives, our friends, our life, and to enjoy every minute of our life.
And of course, Coach, you talked about gratitude. We got to talk gratitude about our sponsors right now. First and foremost, we have Pacquiao 3-in-1 Coffee, Kapeng Barako with Malunggay as one of our main sponsors, together with Orange Malunggay Orange Iced Tea and HG Guyabano Drink. Ang dati nating iced tea and orange juice, may bago na, may Malunggay, Malunggay Iced Tea, and Malunggay Orange Litro Pack, available at Mercury Drug, South Supermarket, Robinson Supermarket, LCC, Rustan Supermarket, Lazada, and Shopee. And for those who want to be resellers, please email sales@orech.com.ph. And Coach, we have another sponsor coming in.
Yeah, you have more sponsors than the PFL. That's good.
I don't know. We got to ask the guy himself. We have a new sponsor right now, and it's called Fritza Pies. Fritza Pies, Peps, talk about this product right here.
Well, it's a business that we started with a footballer friend of mine, Fritz also, and it's a business we started during the pandemic. We started sometime I think last August, end of August, and so far, aside from kicking the ball, we've been practicing making pizza, and it's been good. It's been good. So I guess if you have a chance to try, I don't know if I can still send you one, Coach, all the way in Spain. We will see. But by the time it gets there, I don't know. But I hope you're gonna try it when you come back to the Philippines.
Absolutely.
And I think Mike as well would like to give you some of those Pacquiao 3-in-1 Coffee and Orange Malunggay Orange and Iced Tea and HG Guyabano Drink as well, Coach.
But you know, I love Manny Pacquiao. I was with him. I talked to him in the Senate the last time I was there. But the problem, I don't like 3-in-1 because I don't like milk. Okay, I eat cheese, I eat ice cream, but milk I don't like. I like 2-in-1, but no more 2-in-1. And okay, anyway, I recommend the people to take 3-in-1. That it's very good. My problem is I don't like milk. What can I do?
No quieres leche, huh?
I don't like it.
Okay, Peps, you have some questions?
Well, Coach, I understand you were here. The last was 2019. I just want to know your backstory. What brought you to the Philippines?
Okay. Okay. My first time in the Philippines was in 2007. NOFA, at that time, the head was the current Congressman Carlos Cojuanco. He was the president of NOFA, and he asked for the Spanish Royal Federation an instructor to start to move the football there in the province, okay, in Negros Occidental. And I was there for almost 1 month. I gave a course for coaches, potential coaches, 20 days. Part of the time I share with my observations about the national championship. It was held in Panat, in Bacolod. And after that, I submitted a report to the PFF. I don't remember, I don't think maybe Romualdez was the president. It was the president before Mari Martinez. And after that, 2008, they wanted me to go again, more courses. And I started to go all over the country, from Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. And nobody can say that I don't know the country. I was in places that in my life I thought I will go there. Okay, but I enjoy. That's why I know many people. Many people know me. And after that, 2008, the same. 2009, we started to work with some universities, University of Dumaguete, another championship, then NOFA organized there. And after that, I took Union FC, no Union International, the first Union. And after that, the under 19 national team and Kaya. But all the time I was there, I gave courses for coaches, and I'm very happy that things are better than in 2007, of course. But I think you have potential to move faster and to do more things that you did until now.
Oh, that's an amazing story that you have over a country, and I must agree with you. You probably have gone to more places than I have visited my own country. So one more, mukasabot ka Bisaya.
Listen. Tagalog, I more or less I understand. Okay, Cebuano, a few words. What else? Ilongo, more, because I live most of the time at the 3-4 first years. I was in Bacolod. Bacolod, all Negros Occidental. Okay, that's why I can catch some words from here. But if you talk fast in Ilongo, Tagalog, Chabacano, what you want, forget. You will not receive answer from me. I don't understand.
I will try to speak to you in Spanish once in a while.
It's not fair because there are many people that they don't speak Spanish. They will not understand you. But it's okay. For me, it's wonderful.
Okay, Bella, you have a question for Coach?
Yes. Hi, Coach Maor. It's been a while.
I'm very happy to see you.
The last time that I saw Coach Maor in person is like, I think that's why he was joking. I had no hair pa, so it grew very quickly. So, and very, very, so much more. So, Coach, this is also a show for the YFL. I'm sure you're very familiar with the youth. You work a lot with football fanatics, but I just wanted to ask you if you could describe the style of Philippine football for the youth that you've seen in all your years coming here. How would you describe it?
Okay, first of all, I'm very happy to see you very healthy and, very good, very good. You are an example for many people. First.
Thank
Second,
you.
I don't want to forget, please, my warmest regards to Mike Ataide, because he contacted me for this interview. Thank you very much, Mike. And we have some pendant projects with Mike, but maybe in the future. And regarding to your question, the YFL, I attended some of your activities during my time there in Alabang. I was in Alabang. And I was very excited because, first of all, because I saw many kids playing there.
Mm-hmm.
I saw many former players. My former players, they are coaching. They are coaches now, and it's a great satisfaction for me. And if you ask me about the style, my question is the style about the organization of the YFL or the style of the football in the Philippines? What is the style you think I think about the football there?
Yeah, the style of playing of the
Okay,
football.
okay. Listen, uh, we have to divide this, because you have the style in the league, PFL, for example. I remember I was with Union in UFL when UFL had 12, 14 teams in the first division, 12, 14 teams in the second division. It was a pity that this movement stopped. But now with the PFL, you have one level, one style, and you have a different style with the national team. Okay, if we are talking about the grassroots, the youth, and the teams in the Philippines, the local football, I can tell you that I am talking about the Filipino players, not the what you call field foreigners. I don't like this expression, but okay, field foreign. I don't like because this is different history. Okay, but the Filipino players, the homegrown players, and I had the privilege and the honor to work and to select more than 600 players for the under 19 national team. And the 22 players that they went to Myanmar, all of them were Filipinos, excepting one of them, that he came from Canada at two. One, he came from Canada only for the tryouts, and he came and he went back 3 times, and we took him because he said that he will start to study at the Ateneo. You know him, Nick O'Donnell, the goalkeeper. Okay, now he's living in the Philippines, and this was a condition for us to bring him. If not, he could stay there in Canada. The same with Carlo Liai. He came from Italy. The last tryout, he came from Italy because he wanted to be with us. The same condition. Liai now is in the Philippines, living in the Philippines. It means I can talk about the Filipino style because I know what happened from Dingalan in Aurora, passing Bacolod, Santa Barbara in Iloilo, and from all Davao, of course, Cebu, but from all these places, we went to look for players, okay? And our national team was composed by players from all the regions, not only from Metro Manila, because all the time we were on the boats, on the planes, and going to look for players because Philippines. Nobody can tell me that in a country with more than 120 million people, you don't have talents in football. I don't believe. And I experimented this because I look for players and I found players. Okay. And you have many, many talents, many talents. And after so many years, in 2007, my first time, and I started to study the football in the Philippines. And when now I am seeing that in the list of the 25 players that they went to Doha, I think, to prepare the games for the qualification for the World Cup, 25 players, there are only 2 homegrown players. Okay? I'm not against the players that they come from abroad, but you have to start to work because in a few more years you need more homegrown players, and not all the time to go around the world to look for people with Filipino blood, you know, because I can tell you that I was born in Uruguay, okay? 3 million people, 3 million people, you know, for us, football is the most important thing in the world. Okay, it's a difference with the Philippines, but I can tell you that all the players that they play in the national team, all of them are playing abroad, but they grew in Uruguay and they went abroad when they were 17, 18, 19 years old. But all the process of the formation of the player was done in Uruguay. And I'm very happy that you have now players that they are going abroad and play homegrown players, a few, but it's a good step ahead. And I'm very happy for this. Now, the style Filipino is a fighter, and this is very important. We have common things. You have common things with us, with the Uruguayan players. I am I am living in Spain more than 17 years, but I'm Uruguayan. Okay, and you know the history in football of Uruguay. I don't need to tell you. And you are fighters. You are fast. You are fast. Maybe you are not so strong, okay, like European, but you are very fast, okay. You have good technique, okay. You have luck in the tactical understanding of the game, okay. And I work it, and my players know because every day I work on tactics. But my players in the Philippines, they know that how important is tactics in football. Now, this is the style you have to develop. I think it's my opinion, of course. You have to develop there with all these capacities. You are very fast, you are a fighter, you have good technique, okay? You want to win, you want to sing the anthem very high, and to show to the world that you are Filipino, okay? That you are from the country of Jose Rizal, and these kind of things are very important, and we have to make good use of this. Now, if we talk about the style of the national team, we are talking about a different thing because this is a bubble tower. Okay, you have players from Germany, from Canada, from the States. Now you have many players that they are playing in Thailand. Very good, very good. But the national team cannot represent the style of the Filipino football because all these players are coming from different mothers. Different styles, the German style, the American style, the Spanish style. It's very different, and you have to, to join all these styles in one team. And of course, the coach is not Filipino. In addition to that, it means all these things define a style for the national team. Now, the style of the Filipino football, for my opinion, should be to play in attack because your spirit asks for you to attack and not to defend. Of course, you have to defend. You have a balance, but you have to make good use of this spirit of sacrifice because most of the players are coming from the provinces. I know some people will be not so happy with what I'm saying, but the best players in the world don't come from the richest subdivisions. Okay? Look, you start to check the history of the football. Pele, Maradona, Messi, Francesco, Beckenbauer, all these people, Johan Cruyff, okay? All these people came from the poorest barangays, okay, or from families that medium status, But we have to look. We have to go to the provinces. You have to go to the provinces to look for players because there are many. In Santa Barbara, there is a plaza in Santa Barbara. Kids are playing there from 8 in the morning until 8 in the evening. Okay, I signed many players from the UFL from Santa Barbara. The Leonora brothers, Nixon and I don't remember the name of the brother. Mark Sorongon, goalkeeper, Dan Padernal, all these people are from Santa Barbara. Okay, that's why the style is very, very clear, very clear. Now, in the teams in the UFL, and with this I finish. In the PFL, you have many foreigners, but I was very happy with the under 22. The team, the under 22, I think they took the second or the third place, but they started to play very well. They were in a progressive way, and most of the players are from the Philippines, And I was very happy, and I think you have a good future there. But I don't know, Bella, if I answered you the question, but you have to make a difference between the style of the local football and the style of the national team. Okay? Now, and the last thing, the style of the local teams, because we are always talking about senior, okay, and we are talking. I listened to the show with the interview with my good friend Nono Garaneta. I have a very good relationship with him, even when we had to decide things, we disagree. But I think his ideas are very good. He's talking about the under 33, 13, under 15, it's okay. But what happened before under 13? This is the point. You have to build the house from the basement, not from the roof. And when a player is 13 years old and he starts to play 11-a-side, he has to understand the game. He has to have many hours playing regular leagues, okay, and to practice 2 or 3 times a week, and to give them the minimal conditions to develop players. And of course, the last point is the coaches, okay? The coaches. You have many coaches there, but and with this I finish. I during this time, Ernest asked me about the what happened in the pandemic, and the positive sides, and what we did, what we didn't do. I finished 3 weeks ago a course, 1 month course. It's a course for all the instructors of UEFA. Every 3 years we have to renew our license. But UEFA changed all the paradigms of the classical education. Okay, because football now demands different things, and I think you have many courses, many coaching courses there, but I think until now, the gap between the courses in the world with the courses in the Philippines is still big. Okay? That's why the role of the coaches here is very, very important, very, very important. Academies, football schools. I hope one day, we in Bacolod, we organized 1 year, we organized public school league. We built, believe me, we went to the schools, only grass. We built them fields, goals with bamboos, nets with the nets of the fishermen from Bacolod. Okay, they gave us. We built them. We marked the field. We bought the paint. Okay, we paint the field, and we organized league with 8 football public schools for under 11. Okay, in Tarlac now. From here, I am giving advice to some people that they are organizing barangay leagues, because this is the future. Barangay leagues, okay? In Tarlac, we organize a provincial championship in Aurora, okay? With all the 8 municipalities. You have many things to do with a few money, a few, okay? And all this money that they are spending in facilities, venues, it's very good. But you have to think that the future is in the grassroots and not in the under 19. They have to go to the under 19.
I,
Can
Okay.
I
I
say
think
something,
you.
Coach?
Go
Go ahead,
ahead.
Sige,
Bella.
sige.
Go ahead.
I-absorb mo muna, Belay. Gusto mo
Oo
muna
nga.
i-absorb.
No problem.
You know,
I can repeat if you want.
no, I like your insights, Coach. It's so true. I mean, you hit it. For me, honestly, I think you hit it on
Hard
the
hit.
spot.
Hard hit.
I do
actually
believe
agree
in
with the
grassroots,
part.
and the only difference is, I guess, Philippines is a basketball country more than a football country. I'm sorry, Ernest, but that's the
Yeah.
way it is here. I love football. I used to play football when I was younger. Now I'm playing in my seniors up to now, but in those side leagues. But it's totally true about the grassroots, and it's totally true that I do believe that if we hit the world stage, we should do it with our own personal homegrown talents.
Perhaps you are very right. Okay, you are very right, and I agree with you. You have the influence of the states. We can control what we can control. What we cannot control, don't waste your time. But anyway, I always say that the football has to fight for the second position in the ranking of the favorite sports in the Philippines. Okay, and a few years ago, I thought that we are in the right way. Right now, I'm not sure. Right now, because I saw the Sea Games.
Mhm.
Okay, and but I didn't. I went from. I woke up every day at 8 o'clock. I check all the schedule of the day, and I went to see from kayak to table tennis, from artistic gym, all the disciplines I could, I went. Okay, and in the afternoon, of course, football, all the games. But football has potential to go to the second place in this ranking. But your work is very important. I'm very happy to attend this kind of talkings, colloquiums, because you are doing a very, very important job, a very, very important work. Okay, and in 2007, when I arrived there, nothing, zero. The only journalist I think was Nida Buenafuente in Bacolod, maybe Quinito Henson, but even Quinito Henson came to Bacolod to make an interview with us. He wanted to understand what is football. By the way, if Quinito, I don't think Quinito is seeing this interview, but anyway, Quinito, he was who introduced my book, my last book in the Philippines. I'm very thankful to him. But Quinito didn't know about football. And he wanted to know what is football, okay? And in 2007, 2008, he came to Bacolod. It means the promotion of the football is coming as well from you, okay? And I know that you are doing this, and I'm very happy for this. But sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes it's not easy because the PFL finished in November, I think. We are in May, almost June, and no activity. I know the
Yeah.
situation of the country, but it's very hard. If the teams, there are two or three teams that they have to compete internationally, how they will go when in Thailand the leagues are playing
Continuous.
continuous in Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, whatever you want. And the difference you can see in the Sea Games. You see Vietnam, the boy, the girls first place, the men first place, but with difference. First place they won the games 1-0 to 1. No, with difference in quality, in capacity, physical capacities, in mentality, with thousand people supporting them from the grandstands. But in Vietnam, football is the number one. In the Philippines, football is not the number one. But I hope that I will see that because I will not live until I will be 200 years old. But I hope to see the Philippines, the football in the Philippines. My dream is in the first place, but it's very hard. But at least in the second place, okay, with leagues, with activity, with continuity, no leagues, festivals. Festivals are very good for promotion, but for development, leagues. Okay, I'm not against the festival. Festivals must be, but the most important to develop players are the leagues. That's why I agree with you, Pex.
Yeah, yeah. So
Go ahead,
coach,
Belay.
apart from remembering every name, when you
Hi, Belay.
mentioned Nick
Your signal
O'Donnell,
is kind
maybe
of wobbly. Can you repeat your question, Belay?
no, I haven't asked yet.
Oh,
Hello.
parang we didn't understand anything that you said for the last 5 seconds. So please continue.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
better,
Yeah,
better.
better now.
Okay. Okay. So I was saying that it's funny like how first Coach Moore hit everything right on the head, and he's bringing up names. His memory is so good, and like hearing him talk about Nick O'Donnell and Nexon Leonora, like it made me really laugh knowing remembering these guys. And Nick was with Loyola for a while. So it really made me laugh to hear that, he started with the U19, and I had forgotten that. He's quite a character, this guy. But no, yeah, go ahead, coach.
No, no, I wanted only allow me one thing. Nexo Leonora, he was playing in the Plaza Santa Barbara. We brought him to Union, and Nexo Leonora played in the national team in the Ascals. Okay,
Yeah.
some of the players like Fichar Boleda was selected by us to the under 19 national team. He played also in the, and all of
Yep.
you know, I love Fitch because in addition to that he's a very good player. He has to to correct some things, but I no problem. He will do that. But now I'm very happy he's in Kaya now. He's an excellent human being, and this is part of
Yeah.
our work. This is part of our work because only 10 seconds, Belay. When we brought the players that we selected to the under 19 to Bago City in near Bacolod for to prepare the team for Myanmar, we did things that people don't know. Only Nono Araneta knows. We brought the players. The schools didn't want to give us the players. We gave them, and our manager paid from his pocket all these things. We gave them studies, particular teachers, okay? They live with us, doctors, okay, studies. They practice from 6 to 7:30 in the morning. After that, they went to Bacolod to study. Even one of the players, maybe you know him, Ancheta, okay? Ancheta, he's an architect now, okay? You know who we had to look for teacher to give him particular classes. All these kind of things build not only a player, you build a human being because not all the people can be footballers in the future. And the life of the footballer is very short. You have to give them tools to fight, to go to the street and to fight to give in to feed your family. And that's why we are very happy. You say about Nixon, Nicolas Leonora, Nico, all these people, okay, we brought them to Jason Kutamora, and now he's a coach. He was my player also. He was from Dumaguete. There are many others. Diamante, one of the players, this is my big frustration, David Diamante. I think one of the best players, the best talents I saw in the Philippines, but he decided to go to study medicine. I'm very happy, but I always tell, told him, you can play football and to study medicine, but okay, he wants to study, I respect. But, you know, all these people, okay, they receive from us many things that right now I don't think that they receive, okay? Of course, for that you need budget. But if you think in a short term, you are in a trouble. You have to look for the best for the player as a football player, but as a human being. Because life, after they decide to finish their career as footballers, life start again, and they have to be ready. Okay, only this I wanted to tell you,
That
Belay.
I definitely agree with that, coach, about like it's a whole package thing. Who are they as people, as how they contribute to a team, and that football is only a certain part of their life, and they will move on from this. It's 150% agree with that, those values, that philosophy. But I want to go back to something you mentioned way back, but it's something interesting that was brought up in a discussion I had also lately, about how you said that all these footballers, a lot of these famous legendary footballers, came from not the wealthiest of families, or from really difficult situations. And it goes to show us that football really is for everyone, right?
Mhm.
I think um I could be wrong, but I think there's some sort of uh I think thought in the Philippines that it's for a certain it's for the rich only
Yes, yeah.
in
I
terms
can
of for
confirm
the
that.
fans. Yeah, so parang like sorry. There's like I'm trying to put it together. Like one aspect is for the kids, for the players themselves, thinking that you need these shoes, the ball, the field, you need to use a certain type of field. And also it goes for the fans that sometimes the communication to them is either in Tagalog, in Taglish, or in full English, like having the British accent commentator, that's hard to to understand with the regular ear. You know what I mean, Coach? I don't know what your thoughts on that are. And for me, this is something I'm really trying to understand so that we know how to approach this, we know how to come up with a solution for it. So,
Yeah.
do you have any thoughts, Coach?
Okay. Um, I changed my picture in the background. You see
Okay.
this
Yeah.
you see this field, yes? Okay, I was
Yes.
in Uruguay in 2016, the last time I was there, and I was 1 month because my family was there, but I wanted to go around all the places where I grew. Okay, this is the field where I played leagues when I was 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. The field is the same, absolutely. It's the
It
same.
looks it.
And Saturday and Sunday kids are playing leagues. During the week they are practicing. Okay? You see, no grass, no nothing. Now, why I put this picture here? Because I I said that I don't know, or I know a few cases of players that they came from rich families and they are very famous as players. But this doesn't mean that people that they come from the richest subdivisions they cannot be the best players in the world. Can be, of course, but I am talking about the majority of the players in the world. Why? Because football is the university of the street, okay? And the kids play football. We, myself, we play football 3, 4 hours a day in the street with my friends, okay? And now in many countries, this is impossible. This is impossible because the cities are plenty buildings. There are not open spaces for playing. We go to the park. I don't remember the name with Union. We went to the park in front of the port to practice, and the guards came there. The practice, no fields. There is a open space. We wanted to make some exercise with the ball, and the guards came and say, "Here, no balls, okay, and only physical things we could do, only physical exercises." It means you have a problem with this, but you have this problem in Manila, okay, Manila, in Metro Manila, but not in the provinces because I don't have it here. But if I show you the field in Santa Barbara, is worse than this, okay, or more or less the same. And it means you ask me what is the solution. I don't think it's a problem. Your what happened now with the football in the Philippines? It's not a problem. That's why there is no only one solution. It's a process. But I think I always argue with people there that every time there is now you have I don't know him, okay, but you have a consultant from Japan, okay, for the grassroots, and you brought a consultant from Germany. Of course, this is for free, and the federation said, "Thank you, you are welcome." But these are not the best examples for you to look for the solution. I always talk to people and I say you have to bring to South America because in South America in Uruguay you will find these kind of fields and you will see, oh, these are the fields we have in the Philippines. But if you have to Germany, I don't think you have a field like this. Okay? And if you want to, if you go to a country with Argentina, Uruguay, Brazil, I don't need to tell you how many players we export to Europe from these countries, with Uruguay, Argentina, Brazil. The local league in Uruguay, it's terrible, it's lousy, because the players that they are playing there, they are not the best players. The best players are going.
Or somewhere
That's
else.
why, yeah, that's why these kind of countries, and I suggest many people to come to. I go with them. I go with them and to show them. And because Luis Suarez, Cavani, Godin, Forlan, all these players came from these fields I have in the back. Okay, not from synthetic and not from. If they have synthetic, very good. But these kind of things make you value what you will have in the future. Okay, and if you ask me about solution, I don't have solution because I don't think this is a problem. This is a reality. But you have to check and to look for countries that they are more or less at the same level of conditions you can give to the kids. Okay, not to go to because right now, you cannot compete with this kind of ways to form to develop football in countries of the first world of football. Okay, that's why you bring from Japan, very good, but in Japan, plenty money. Okay, Philippines, it's not a country with plenty money. Okay, and the money is not going to football because, as Peps you say, football is not. Listen, it's not the first sport, but if you go to see the final of the PFL or the UFL when people can go to watch the games, how many people go to watch live the game in the grandstand? 2,000, 3,000, okay? But who is watching the game on TV?
A lot.
A lot?
A lot.
Nowadays, a lot. Nowadays, a lot.
Okay.
But
And
not that much. Not that much.
okay, for the sponsors, that's good. But you need sponsors that they will say, okay, I will put money, but I want a counterpart. If I go to Rizal and I put a bar there to sell Coca-Cola, but nobody has money to buy Coca-Cola, I say, well, no more, no more. This is the point. This is the point. But to develop, I don't want to mix things, but to develop football, Belay, you don't need a lot of money. Believe me. I told you, we organize a league for public schools, 6 public schools in Bacolod. You know what was the budget? $150. You tell me. It's not a matter of money. It's a matter of common sense, to be inventive, to be original. The kids in the public schools, the parents, they paint T-shirts. They put the paper with the number in the back. And this kind of thing. From this kind of thing, you have to start, but you have to continue.
Yes.
If you
Yes.
organize a festival and after 6 months, no more, you did nothing. That's why Belay, and I finish with my answer, don't think that you need a solution, a magical solution. No, it's a process. It's a process. But the process always has to start from the basement, okay? And not from the under 17, under 13. You need to create a new generation of players, and to create a new generation of players with qualities, with capacities, with the understanding of the game, you have to give them to play leagues. Barangays league, after that, after the barangay, the best 2 barangays, they go to compete in the provincial with the other 2 of the barangays. And after that, once a year, a national, go to Manila, go to Tarlac, go to Cebu, wherever, okay? And all the year you have activity. You have a problem with the weather. I know. And the futsal, it's a good sport, but it's different than football. This is my fight always. They say, futsal is very good for football. Yeah, and basketball the same, because in football you have to jump, and in basketball you jump. Okay, okay. And for the goalkeepers to play ping pong, table tennis is very good because you need a lot of coordination. And for the goalkeepers, it's good. And volleyball the same. Okay, volleyball the same. And swimming the same. Aerobic capacity. All the sports are good for football. And football is good for all the sports.
Yeah, agree.
So, coach, so
Sorry,
true.
I didn't give you a solution.
No,
Okay.
no,
Yeah.
it's okay. I understand where you're coming from, and it really makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just the process of understanding it and learning it, and really figuring out, as you said, how to start from building the basement, how we can go from there. Go ahead, Erna.
I think we have to give Ivan the floor right now. Ivan, you have some questions there.
Yeah. Come on, come on.
Yeah.
Shoot,
I don't
shoot.
know. I thought I was forgotten here, but anyway, I was wondering earlier because you mentioned earlier about the lack of hype in terms of football. You said earlier that it had it had a chance to become the number two popular sport in the Philippines aside from basketball. But around the same time that the Astros came into play, women's volleyball was also on a rise, and eventually they became the number two hype sport. And of course, PL had a knack for boxing, MMA. So, do you think the media hype on those sports, volleyball, MMA, boxing, also affected the hype in football?
But why the media goes to volleyball, basketball? Why? Because there are many, many fans of basketball and volleyball that they will buy the newspapers, will watch the programs on TV. This is the culture you have to create with the people. But it's not a process, it's not overnight. It's a process that you have to go step by step. But I'm very frustrated because from 2007, you know how many courses I gave all over the country? Many, dozens. Okay, and I'm very happy to see. But what happened from 2007? Excepting you have many facilities, many other new facilities and very good facilities. You have to continue growing, and to continue growing, you have to give to these facilities people to play there. Okay, that's why I am talking more about the how to develop football, how to develop a new generation of players. Because all that you are doing and the PFF is doing, it's okay. Okay, all the things are good. All the things are good, but sometimes you have to create a priority list. Okay, a priority list, and not to think about what will happen tomorrow. You can to talk about for the next 3 years, 5 years. And I saw even I read many projects in the PFL for 3 years. I published in Facebook a few days ago something about this in my group, Pinners in My Heart, about all these projects that after these 3 years, those 3 years, nothing happened. There are many good intentions, but you need people that they will go to work full time for football, for development football, okay, and to try to jam to share efforts with the private and with the public football schools, because there are public football schools in some provinces. That's why you say why the journalists go to basketball, to volleyball. This is the reason. Many people will read them. Many people will watch them, and many people will be going to watch the games and to pay the ticket. This is the history, at least my opinion.
So true, Maor, coach, so true.
Yeah,
But I would like to say about
only one thing, Ivan. Believe me, I am not talking about things from the other galaxy, okay? Because I live these things, I did these things in Uruguay, Okay, in a country with a social reality more or less what happened in the Philippines in proportion. We are 3 million, you are 120. But, and I did these kind of things with zero peso, okay? And sometimes we say, oh, I need budget. Start to move, and after that, show to the people with money what you did. And then we say, oh, this is very interesting. I will give you a bit, okay? And things continue, and but step by step. You cannot. This is not overnight. To change, to move sport from the third or fourth place in the ranking to the second place, it's not easy. It's not easy. The pity is that from 2007 or 2008 we are talking about this and a few things in the development of the players, not in venues and the ASCAs, the victory in Vietnam and the result with China. And I'm not talking about the ASCAs because it's a different story. But in the development of the football, I think I will say we, not you, we. We are wasting a lot of time. We are wasting a lot of time, and time is over. If you not react, again, you cannot compete against Vietnam. And the objective now, after what we saw in the Sea Games, is Vietnam, Indonesia, and maybe even Cambodia. Cambodia, who thought about Cambodia? Cambodia practiced a very nice football in the Sea Games. I think they got the fourth position because the third was Myanmar. But Cambodia, fourth position, they show young players, 17, 18 years old, fantastic, fantastic. I don't want to talk about the girls. I watched 2 or 3 games only, but I watched players in Vietnam that I was in shock. I was in shock. Okay, that's why, Ivan, believe me, you are you as journalists, you are in a right way promoting football, trying to transfer these interviews to the people. At least, no, they don't have to agree or disagree with the guest. They have to at least to open thought lines, okay, and to see that not all the picture is black, okay. Always there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Okay, Coach. Um, very insightful indeed. We learned a lot, and of course, those hard-hitting statements that you said a while ago really hit the mark for Philippine football. And we really hope that you come back here in Manila, and maybe we could find ways, of course, to uplift again football to what it was let's say what it was during the late 2000s. And right now we are confident with the crop of talents that we have, and we're competing well internationally as well. And it's just about time that football will come to another renaissance in this decade. And I'm sure, Coach, you're going to be witnessing that as well. The huge rise of football once again this decade. Anyway, Peps, you have some final things to say to Coach Maor?
Well, Coach, meeting you today and hearing from you was very insightful. You actually, sort of like I feel that we share the same sentiments of Philippine football. I've been playing football since in my high school years. I'm probably the oldest here in the group, and the support really is very much needed. The problem, because I think with football is it's a beautiful game. People may tend to find it boring because it's like 90 minutes and then your score is 1-0, 2-0, or no score at all. Unlike if you compare it to some other sport where it's fast, there's dunks and spikes and this and that. It's totally different. But it's such a beautiful game. It's a game played all over the world. And I just really wish that you're right. We should start from the very roots. We should have maybe one time or one day in the future a homegrown national team, meaning to say not Phil 4, not but made in the Philippines. And that's right. It's there are so many players to discover all over the country, just given the opportunity. And you're right. They should have the drive. They should have the drive, to uplift them. Like you're comparing them to Pele and to all these other players. Hopefully that will happen to the Philippines. And thank you so
Listen,
much because I learned a lot from you today.
listen. Thank you for your words, but I worked with fantastic players in the Philippines. One of them that unfortunately now I'm very happy that he got married and he's in Thailand. And Ute Porteria, one of the best talents. I worked with him. The best goal in the Philippines, I think, was marked by OJ when I was the coach of Kaya. And I love this player. And he's an American, but now he's married with a Filipina from Philippines, and he's working now in Thailand, and he will come back to the Philippines. But uh, I agree with you. I agree with you. I think the field foreigners is good. It's good to bring some of them, not all the team, but some of them because they will push up the homegrown players to be better, and this is good. This is very good. Okay, but you have to even in the local league in the PFL. One of the problems were when from today to tomorrow they decided no more foreigners. So I think three foreigners and one from the region. There were many, for example, Africans that they play there. They play there. They are excellent players that maybe they had to go progressively, okay, until you don't want full foreigners, okay, but step by step and not drastically from the night to the morning. That's why field foreigners are good for the football because they push up the level of the football, and I think it's necessary right now. In the future, we will see. I'm very sorry that I talked too much and I
No,
didn't
no, no,
give
it's okay. We
didn't
love
give
it.
you didn't give you to ask questions. Anyway, I am free for 1 more hour. I don't want to talk 1 more hour. I don't want
We
to
will
talk
we
about.
will contact
But
you for one more hour.
if you
Yes,
have
this deserves a
if you
part
have
two.
if you have any questions, I promise. Okay, it's my compromise to give in 30 seconds answers. No more than that.
No, no, it's okay. It's
No, it's
okay.
so
We
much.
we
It's,
love we
it's
love
so
the
nice
long
to have you.
answers. It's a very insightful answer. So if we could have someone to transcribe everything and show it to the authorities right here, and we would love to do that. But of course, Belay, you have some things to say to Coach Maor.
Coach Moore, as always, such a pleasure to hear from you. And I know the way Coach has been, like, it's not just him sharing knowledge. I believe really that he really joins every webinar and joins um every discussion with the coach, especially here in the Philippines. I've seen it because I believe that he's also a coach that is always in the continuing process to learn. And I think that's one of the better qualities of a coach. We're as coaches, we always have to remain as students also, learning from other coaches, learning from courses, and learning from our players as well. But so I really appreciate that of you. I don't know if I've ever told you that. I admire that of you. And also, coach, I just have to say, on the discussion on the Phil foreigner and the local homegrown, I always think that Filipino is in the heart also, and in the blood and in the heart, but mostly in the heart. And you are
Yeah.
very Filipino in the heart as well. So you are also considered Filipino in my heart.
we
I
haven't
always keep showing.
we
Thank
haven't
you. Thank you, Belay. I take into account that I worked and I continue. I hope to continue working for the football in the Philippines, but more than 12 years, 13 years. It's been the Filipino. I don't know if I have Filipino blood, but I can tell you that all what happened in the Philippines is very important for me. Philippines is a very big part of my heart, And for me, it's a pleasure to try to give at least to give my humble opinion about what I know of the Philippines, because I all the time I'm reading about what happened there. And Ernest, to tell you that I always say that my last years, if there is not previous proposal, but my last years of active as an active coach and instructor, I have no problem to win the Philippines. Huh?
Okay,
Only we need proposals,
we
serious and professionals.
Coach Maor, on your on the part two, we will ask for your favorite food already. What we discussed before we we started the show.
My favorite meal is salmon, grilled
Sinigang
salmon,
na salmon.
or bangus, bangus.
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 Yeah.
Not balut. Bangus, bangus.
You know, the first place I go to Bacolod when I arrive from the Talisay, from the airport, I go to Chicken House.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I, it's an obligation. No hotel, no nothing. Chicken House.
Coach Maor, when you come back here and maybe with Peps and Mike, beer is on us.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
promise you a fritz pie.
Okay, why not? Why not?
Okay, Ivan. Ivan.
Ivan?
Yes, thank you, coach. Yes, I'm here. Yeah, thank you, Coach Mauer. It was although yes, I wasn't able to ask much questions, but it was very insightful. I agree. This deserves a part two, either online, offline, and yeah, there. Thank you very much.
Actually,
So
Coach
be it.
Maor.
So be it. So be it.
Coach Maor already is reading our minds what will be our next question, so he tried to answer them in one huge paragraph. But so
The most important,
he's a
don't
mind
forget
reader.
midfield.
He
Don't
knows
forget midfields.
he knows our
Very
follow-up
important.
questions.
I
So
played in a field like that.
yung matitigas ang lupa yan. But anyway, Coach, final remarks right now. Any persons that you want to greet and of course want to address as well.
Now to all my people in the Philippines, to all my people in the Philippines, my my solidarity with all the people that they are suffering, lost familiars, uh, and friends like us. We lost many people in this pandemic, and to be strong and to be optimistic that the pandemic is more or less is over, and when vaccines arrive, we will be the life will restart, and with the new expectations and new hopes, and with the enough strength to move forward, and to work to continue working for football, because football is wonderful. It's I say a university of life. It's a university of all our lives. It means all the best for you. Mabuhay and keep safe.
Okay, thank you very much, Coach. And with that, we are about to end our program. But before anything else, we would like to thank our sponsors once again: Pacquiao Coffee 3-in-1, Kapeng Barako with Malunggay, Orange Malunggay Orange and Iced Tea with an HG Goyabano drink. Ang dati nating iced tea and orange juice may bago na, may malunggay, malunggay iced tea, malunggay orange litro pack, and also available at Mercury Drug, South Supermarket, Robinson Supermarket, LCC, Rustan Supermarket, Lazada, and Shopee. And for those who want to become resellers, please email sales@orich.com.ph. And with that, my name is Ernest Hernandez. This is Banana Kick, and we would like to bid you with this very simple message. As always, is just to stay safe and God bless.
Adios.